Like on the job, I got a bob. Enhancement on my resume is live. You know it's live. I'm educated. Don't say we dated. I'm a CEO. Don't call me no Miss Lady. I'm with the Hive. I just got a new promotion. Give me 5. I just left my interview and it was 5. They say I'm hired. I got the job. I got a job. I'm putting in work. Y'all getting faded. I'm on time for my check. You boys late. If I say I want a promo, they gon' pay. My family straight. I'm getting paid. I'm highly favored. Resume layer. I just went and grabbed my suit. You know it's tailored. I need some cream in my coffee. Let it flavor. Leave some snacks up on my desk. Vanilla wafers. I got a meeting coming up. I see you later. It's nothing personal. I'm all about my paper. Oh, you don't got the right skills. Come get this flavor. If you really about your biz, put it on paper. We pay our taxes. My bees hacked. If it do not got our stamp, then they hacked you. We certified while them other companies acting. Go ahead, send it $30. Get it crackin'. Black on the job. I got a bob. Enhancement on my resume is live. I'm educated. Don't say we dated. I'm a CEO. Don't call me no Miss Lady. I'm with the Hive. I just got a new promotion. Give me 5. I just left my interview and it was 5. They say I'm hired. I got the job. I got a job. Come be a boss. I got the sauce. They let you go, then that company took a loss. Yeah, 25 bands, 55 bands, 75 bands, 100K advance. Come get these increments. Baby, you be working. This increase worth a Birkin. Make them pay because you worth it. You're impressive, that's for certain. Secretary was a clerk. Saw my raise and went berserk. My new resume, it worked. Black on the job. I got a bob. Enhancement on my resume is live. I'm educated. Don't say we dated. I'm a CEO. Don't call me no Miss Lady. I'm with the Hive. I just got a new promotion. Give me 5. I just left my interview and it was 5. They say I'm hired. I got the job. I got a job. Like on the job, I got a bob. Enhancement on my resume is live. I'm educated. Don't say we dated. I'm a CEO. Don't call me no Miss Lady. I'm with the Hive. I just got a new promotion. Give me 5. I just left my interview and it was 5. They say I'm hired. I got the job. I got a job. I'm putting in work. Y'all getting faded. I'm on time for my check. You boys late. If I say I want a promo, they gon' pay. My family straight. I'm getting paid. I'm highly favored. Resume layer. I just went and grabbed my suit. You know it's tailored. I need some cream in my coffee. Let it flavor. Leave some snacks up on my desk. Vanilla wafers. I got a meeting coming up. I see you later. It's nothing personal. I'm all about my paper. Oh, you don't got the right skills. Come get this flavor. If you really about your biz, put it on paper. We pay our taxes. My bees hacked. If it do not got our stamp, then they hacked you. We certified while them other companies acting. Go ahead, send it $30. Get it crackin'. Black on the job. I got a bob. Enhancement on my resume is live. I'm educated. Don't say we dated. I'm a CEO. Don't call me no Miss Lady. I'm with the Hive. I just got a new promotion. Give me 5. I just left my interview and it was 5. They say I'm hired. I got the job. I got a job. Come be a boss. I got the sauce. They let you go, then that company took a loss. Yeah, 25 bands, 55 bands, 75 bands, 100K advance. Come get these increments. Baby, you be working. This increase worth a Birkin. Make them pay because you worth it. You're impressive, that's for certain. Secretary was a clerk. Saw my raise and went berserk. My new resume, it worked. Black on the job. I got a bob. Enhancement on my resume is live. I'm educated. Don't say we dated. I'm a CEO. Don't call me no Miss Lady. I'm with the Hive. I just got a new promotion. Give me 5. I just left my interview and it was 5. They say I'm hired. I got the job. I got a job.
Hi, B. song. Y'all be acting like this the first time. Y'all know we decided to be like our black selves and get us a theme song. Okay. Of course, we got our theme song. Hi. Hi. I see everybody on. I see my UBs. Hi, V. Hi, Zell. Hi, Jessica. Miss Legit. Jet Nicole. Jate. I'm sorry, Jate Nicole. How are you guys? Sunny's in the hive. Hi, guys. Oh gosh, hi Kiana, Mika. Y'all make sure y'all download the song on Apple Music. I have not figured out how to put it on Spotify yet. But for my Spotify bees, I got you guys very, very soon. Very, very soon. Hi guys. Esther, can you turn off one of these phones? I'll turn this. My bad. Okay. As you guys can see, I'm still in the Philippines. I will be here for another 3 days. 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. Y'all know I'm already in tomorrow. It's 8:30 in the morning here. So, hi guys. All right. So, if this is your first time here, my name is Admin Sin, and we have our lives on Wednesdays. Our Wednesdays lives is to make sure that we meet our goal from free to low cost. Give me 1 second. Oh, they were saying my camera dirty, y'all. They say my camera dirty. My bad. My bad. Okay. So on Wednesdays, we have our lives. Our lives is to make sure we meet our need from free to low cost. And we do our career services lives on Wednesday to give out free career coaching. We have been in business since 2018. We've helped 250,000 bees since then. We're at over $300 million in salary increases. So welcome to the Hive. If this is your first time, put hey, bee, hey. Okay, because I know we have a lot of bees that are joining for the very first time. I'm excited to see all you guys. Guys, I've been having so much fun in the Philippines. I do want to answer some of the questions you guys have been asking. First question was, how long was the flight? I'm not going to hold y'all up and lie to y'all. I did California. Y'all know I stay in Arizona. I did from Arizona to California. That was a quick little hour and a half flight, right? Then I went from San Francisco straight into the capital, which is Manila, Philippines, and that was 13 hours. 13 hours. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. 13 hours. But don't, how did I do it? God. Okay. GOD. It's only so many hours you can sleep. It's only so many audible books you can read. There's only so many 90s, rotating playlists you can play. Okay. It's only so much you can do. And to one point you just look around and be like, this is just where I'm at. I'm in the sky. You get what I mean? And it is what it ain't. That you just gotta get to that point. And once you get to that point, you kind of just work through it. Okay. That's just that. But I did want to, we started every live with sharing something. And I will say that this trip was the first time to have 3 of our continents that we have. Y'all know last week I learned continents. Gerard taught us. Okay. I'm on the Asian continent. Okay. And we had to work through that together as a team. Okay. As a team. So I have officially been to each continent that we have. No, because we said Portugal. Okay. I've met 75% of the team since now, which is very humbling, guys. We went yesterday, we was walking through, we had to walk through like 3 different rivers, like trekking through some rivers type shit to reach a waterfall. And I don't often I definitely understand that I have employees. I know that's a thing, of course, like I have employees, right? But it was very humbling to see like my entire ops team at one time, strategizing at one time. And for like a moment, I'm like, oh wait, like I really built this shit, right? Because I don't like to take too much credit. You get what I mean? Y'all know I'm a little bit religious. So when they be saying, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to go into heaven, I be trying to keep my shit real low. You feel me? I don't be trying to be on the pride and ego type shit. I be trying to keep that shit real, real low. Can y'all shut that door, Esther? Can y'all shut that door? Thank you. Sorry, guys. So I'll be trying to keep that real, real low, but that was a very humbling moment, because at the same time, I do understand like responsibility, and I always look at it as families, right? And then I started speaking to our interviewee while I was up there in the mountains, and she was telling me about one of you guys that came to her that had um, some mental health issues. And so we start having that conversation of the bees that are doing interview prep and resumes that may have like bipolar or ADHD, how people have anxiety and depression. And what she was saying was that, like, if she do the interviews, and then we start speaking to the career coaches. And one of the things that you guys have been very, very adamant about that we keep as like a center focus. And I saw yesterday as we're, at the waterfalls strategizing on what should we do next with the Hive, is that, you know, getting services, career services from people that look like you and understand what your fears are, and also have the expertise to understand how different challenges show up in the workplace and how important work is very humbling. To have known that, you meet people in person, and yeah, online, because my whole team is online. Yeah, online we can always type or video say, oh, I'm so concerned about like black people in this, and I'm so concerned about black people in that. But to like see it in person and see it as part of like regular, like I'm about to get teary-eyed again, seeing it as like a regular conversation was very, very humbling, like to be walking past this and saying, oh, Admin Sin, and it's so weird hearing my name in person as Admin Sin. Oh, Admin Sin, this will be an excellent idea. I was just thinking that maybe the bees would need to know about this. Or, oh, Admin Sin, I was reading in this article about anxiety and how anxiety has been difficult during this time due to like the massive job layoffs. And I was thinking that maybe we should start talking about this, but just to see how that can, I don't want to use the word manifest, but just come up in normal and natural conversation, right? Like the people that you work with, when you say that you spend a third of your time at work, to live with them and to see that when it comes to like your purpose and what you enjoy doing, seeing it just show up in real life is very, very gratifying. And we were talking as a team about how even for us, sometimes what motivates us is wanting you guys to have a workplace environment that's supportive, like the ones that we have built internally, right? Like how we all know each other and how we're all kind of driven towards the same goal, right? Because especially in the Black community, we know that the word labor is a bad word due to our history, our ancestors, what happened to us. The word labor usually comes at no pay to low pay or violence, right? You get what I mean? And for us to be in a thriving labor environment and understanding that it's thriving for us because we're doing what we love and we love what we do and we're doing it with people that we love, and knowing that that's something that we want to transfer over to you guys, and knowing that that's our intention, like on the call. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that's our intention during the strategy, knowing that's our intention writing the resume, knowing that's our intention researching the career, knowing that's our intention hosting a workshop, knowing that's our intention as we communicate, that we're not business driven or profit driven, that we're really so much people driven and wanting you guys to have the experience that we have, right? Because yeah, we could say that labor is a bad word, but like we always say, who picks your house, your job, or you? Who picked what you ate for dinner? Your job or you? Who picked where your kids went to school? Your job or you? And knowing that all of these choices are made based off of one choice of where we work and how it shows up in every other place. And knowing that you're surrounding yourselves with people who do the same thing, that is very humbling. That is very, very humbling. And even for myself, you guys know I'm young. I'm 34 years old, right? So most people on the team is way older than me, and a little bit older than me. And maybe one or two are younger than me, but seeing everybody together and seeing these conversations and hearing these conversations, for myself, I know that I'm leaving the Philippines with the mindset of Black on the job has to work out because it's more than needed. It's necessary, especially at times like this, right? It's necessary for the person, the people, the companies, the groups, the communities that are concerned about Black people and our money, which directly hits our survival, how we eat, where we live, our children, our healthcare, and we're seeing that on large scales, right? We understand that between all of the different geopolitical crises that are going on in all of the different countries, right? That as we watch, and I was looking at a TikTok about this, as we watch where we are currently in humanity, right? That we're able to watch people suffer, that we're able to watch governments literally do not care about the livelihoods of children, of mothers, of those in the worst situations, those who need help more than anybody. I know for one thing, Black people have to look out for Black people, and the people that decided to get on our high horse, it's time for us to ride that fucking horse on out. If you decided, hey, I'm going to do something, I'm going to, have a Black people audience, right now is not the time to put yourself first. Right now is a time for us to understand, as we have this huge reality right in front of us, that ain't nobody coming to save us. Ain't nobody is going to be looking out for us. Ain't nobody cares if our children go to bed hungry or not. Nobody cares if we go to bed with a roof over our head or not. When we have governments finally saying the truth. If I don't say anything else, I'm happy that the American government is finally telling the truth. The fact that we can even get this far, and that we can do some of the things that we do and say some of the things that we are saying as a government, right? Oh, I don't want any homeless in DC, or I'm militarizing the police, or I'm going to be cutting off these programs. The fact that we can actually honestly and transparently say this lets me know, in a country like the United States of America, oh yeah, as a Black woman, Tupac said the most unprotected thing is the unprotected class is a Black woman. No, the class that's most abused, the most violent, the one that people don't care, the most abandoned also is the Black woman, and is the Black family, and is the Black children, and is the Black people, right? Because there's not a soul that's coming. So I know we always say this, but I'm so happy that we get to do the work. And for myself, as a CEO, as a owner of a company that's main and only audience and people that we serve is Black people, I'm so honored that we get to do the work, because I can say, well, I knew for sure, but now like triple for sure being in person, that we care and that we have the right mindset and that we care enough to do the research. We care enough to go the extra mile. We care enough to do what it takes to keep us together. We have what it takes. We have the mindset. We have the capacity that we don't mind being uncomfortable. We don't mind being pushed. We don't mind being challenged. We don't mind like stepping on that front line, There was a few days out here to where admin Sam wasn't doing what she's supposed to do. Y'all know I'm Muslim. I ain't had no pork in a few years, right? I ain't had pork since 2018. Fucked around, got some pork in the system, took me out. Okay, I was out for the count. The team put me to bed, and I end up waking up around like 1 a.m, trying to like sneak downstairs to hurry up and get something. And like I come downstairs, there's 5 computers out. Everybody's, oh, admin Sen, why are you up? And they're sitting here getting things together. And like they had been clocked out, right? We had already worked our 9 to 5, but that 1 to 2 in the morning shift to make sure that things are tightened up and buttoned up, and me saying like, no, 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 you guys go to bed, and them saying, no, we're fine. No, we're totally fine. Like we plan to come up at this time. We are excited to do something. That's the difference. Like that's the difference. That's the difference, right? So without further ado, girl Cheyenne took me out, okay? Pimp down. Pimp down. Okay? Pimp was down, down, down. Down, 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 down. I'm looking at y'all comments. It's such a beautiful space to be in. It really is. It really, really is, man. This is a perfect time for Black people to isolate and do for ourselves. Sayla, let me tell you something. We've been isolated up over here in the Hive. We've been isolated, okay? Okay, we've been isolated. So, what I want to go over, of course, we have Gerard in the Hive. We're going to grill him. We got some questions, right? I also want to let you guys know that we've got pre-sponsored free career mini sessions for everyone who signed up for the payroll course. We have them going on. We also have 35 additional, and I'm going to show you guys how y'all going to get those. So let's get ready. But I also want to tell you guys the reason why we do the payroll course. Well, I got y'all all here. One of the main reasons why is to kind of combat what I just talked about. Many times as Black people, 2 things happens in careers. Number one, when we first go off to college and we pick our major, we're not picking degrees based off of our skill sets because we're young. We're 18 years old. Who the fuck knows what our skill sets are, right? We're picking it off of our loves and passions. And so we end up getting degrees that we can't use, and we become overeducated, or the pathway that we picked, especially for Black women, are within social service fields, right? We are very big in the applied health sciences, which means applied health is going to be the sciences that are support roles in healthcare, right? So let's think of our techs. And we're given these big promises that don't actually translate to any money. We also have those of us who have not went to school. And so we had to get it out the mud very young. And we have a lot of experience. And our experience and what we know available, we don't know how to match those things up. And so this is how the payroll course was born. When I first met with Gerard, one of the things that was very big on my mind was, how can we get people out of jobs, which is just over broke, and transfer them over into career paths to where they know what their next steps are, that they can be within career paths that lead them to 6 figures, that they can be in careers that can withstand the storm, whether it's a recession, whether if it's inflation, whether if it's tech. How can we place Black people into a position to where if they have customer service experience, if they have accounting experience, if they have billing experience, the things that we have the most of within social services, which is a lot of people facing roles or people engagement and communication roles, from HR to our Uber drivers. How can we, to our teachers and our social workers, our admin professionals, how can we place them into a career path that is worthy of their value, right? And this is how the payroll course came to be. Moving into payroll allows you to connect to other pathways. Many of you guys think that payroll is only in HR. That's not true. Gerard explained to us that payroll is many times outside of HR because it's outsourced, right? That's number one. And for people who want to get into the technical fields, payroll has what? Payroll systems, and how you can use payroll to bridge yourself into tech roles, and how to bridge yourself into financial roles. And these are three different career pathways that getting into payroll allows you. Another thing that this course allowed was so that we can have some alphabets for some of us who are, our high school graduate girlies. We ain't got no alphabets behind our name. We ain't PhD, MPH, AP, SR, HP. We don't have those, right? And we know that skills pay bills. Certifications certify your skills. And so by having that FPC behind your name, you're able to move into other fields. And so it hit that mark for us too. And then our last mark was finances. Will this workshop, will this certification, will this career path lead to six-figure careers? And what we notice is that the entry-level roles start higher. For our Bs that are already in six figures, it allows for them to continue to climb the ladder, because some career paths are kind of capped, right? HR is one of those tricky ones to where if you're not in the correct lane in HR, because there's 335 different pathways in HR. I know y'all thought it was one. There's actually over 300. Some of them do cap. And after you reach about 110, there is no place higher for you to go. So by conjoining your HR experience, which will be at director level, consultant level, and placing you with payroll as well, that leads to careers. Gerard was telling you guys last week, he was looking at a job posting that was between 235 and 300,000. So those skills pay bills. So without further ado, let's see where Gerard's at. Hi, Gerard.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Still enjoying yourself in the Philippines?
Look, you see, I got my island tan. You see, I'm golden brown now. I'm golden brown. I've been golden brown. How you been?
Good. Busy but good.
Busy but good.
I'm not on the island of the Philippines, but I guess I'm doing the next best thing, right?
Bye. Not the way you was out there in Dubai doing it up. I know you ain't talking.
Too loud. You're talking too loud.
Oh my God. Okay, so Gerard, we did a survey and we have the top 5 questions that they were asking.
Okay.
And one of the main questions that they were asking was, since Gerard has been in the field for such a long time, does he see people transition into payroll often, or these people have always been in payroll as far as your employees and people at work?
So it's a mix of the two. I will say that, you've got your long timers, the ones that have been in 40, 50 years. But then you have people, and I will say that the influx since the pandemic I've seen a lot of people transition pretty much post-pandemic, because people are losing their jobs and they're just like, wait, I hear Gerard talking about this payroll shtick, tell me more about it. And it's just like, yeah, so I can't say that it's completely recession proof, but everybody has to get paid if the business wants to continue to run. So while there's downsizing, all kinds of things going on, and even with companies outsourcing, you still have to have people that are responsible for working with the third-party providers or the PEOs relationships. And so I've seen a lot. I will say I've seen a lot of influx of people transitioning into it, especially post-pandemic, when they started to realize, this is a career that makes good money and seems to be pretty stable. Next year will be year 25 for me in payroll. So I'm doing well.
Doing well. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. So even though, and I can see that because after the pandemic, a lot of people wanted remote roles.
Correct.
Right. And we had a lot of people that were laid off that were within customer facing roles as well. We had everybody from like servers, and people were also in fields that they realized that like, hold up. Like I remember a lot of teachers that first year was like, oh my gosh, yeah, the way the schools are treating me, Absolutely not. Which leads me to my second question, which is important. So I didn't know the answer. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to ask Gerard himself. When you look at your functions and role in payroll, there are certain departments we all know in a company that get no love, right? They don't have any voice. You get what I'm saying? Shit just rolls downhill and they got to catch it. Would you say that payroll is a respected role within the company to where, like, no, when they come to payroll, they get a little, well, let me see what, because tech are like the gods, right? I was
Right.
watching TikTok. The software engineers are like, they barely come to work, but they are like highly praised. When it comes to payroll, what would you say it looks like?
Ooh, that's a dicey question because again, I hate to use this response so many times, but it really depends on the company you work for. And it's really about the respect. I've seen people that are just like, we get no respect. We're the last ones to know everything, but the first ones to have to do everything. And I'm just like, well, that ain't my testimony, because everybody at my company knows if I've got something to say, I'm going to say it. And because of what I do and what I bring, it's like, all right, we're going to listen. So and I think that's with any company. But I will say that payroll is getting, I will say, probably in the last 10 years, they're definitely getting a better seat at the table, where they're having those conversations, because there's companies, the companies that are thriving and still doing well. You've got mergers and acquisitions. The biggest person that you want at that table at a merger and acquisition. I was just reading a post right before we jumped on this live where a person on LinkedIn was just like, if you want to see an M&A, if you want to see M&A, mergers and acquisition, if you want to see a merger and acquisition fail immediately, have the first payroll after the merger be wrong.
Oh, I never thought about that.
You got to think about it. It's already a sensitive time, whether you're the acquired or the company that's acquiring. It's just like, okay, it's a sensitive time. So if you're part of the acquired, and it's like, all right, I just got bought by this company and your first payroll's wrong. Be like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and head out, as SpongeBob says in the meme. I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna head out of this work.
So it's more important, so we're definitely getting the respect that we need because they realize, because we've pretty much put our foot down. And that's kind of how the reason I have my business, somebody donned me as the payroll evangelist and it just stuck with it because they're like, you just stick up for payroll and people, because of your following, pay attention to what you have to say. And they said they can see it. They're like, man, just keep posting and giving us praise because my companies, I've been screaming this to the rooftop, but now they all of a sudden want to listen to you. And I'm like, hey, don't get mad at me. At least you're coming up, so it's good.
Yeah, you know what? I've never considered that because when it comes to payroll during a merger and acquisition, that's really everybody pins and needles. Am I going to keep my same title? What about compliance, right? So this is for you guys who work within legal, payroll compliance. And then I could even see a little bit of that equity and inclusion kind of being placed up in there too, because you have to make sure that people's salaries are competitive,
Correct.
that they are fair, right? So I could absolutely see that. And as far as having a seat at the table, yeah, because if we don't have this portion right, people are working for profits at this time. Okay. People are not working for accolades. So all you guys in management right now, if you think that your Starbucks gift card did any damn thing to your top employee this week, just let you know they are on LinkedIn right now looking for a new job. If you are giving accolades and gift cards right now, you are behind. Okay. Motherfucker, if you love me, throw that shit on my check. If you love what they say, don't tell me, Zell me. Okay. Your employees are saying, don't tell me, Zell me. Okay. So make sure y'all Zell it. Okay. Because that's a difference. That's a difference. I can definitely see that. Because when it comes, if I went through a merger, shit already uncomfortable around here. I didn't have to create SOPs out of nowhere and shit. And then on top of that, you want to pay me? Yeah, I got a problem. And I got the Krabby Patty recipe. So you pop off if you want to. I'll burn this whole shit down. See, the times are too hard for that type of stuff. You're right. I should have knew that answer. Payroll is very comfortable. They probably pull up the king size chair. Sit down. You want some water?
Correct.
Get comfortable. No, yeah. A $10 gift card, Kiana. See, absolutely not. So someone says, as far as pivots are concerned, Now, in payroll, there are specialized fields. So let me go ahead and share my screen because I do see that some people are asking some questions that I got written down. Now, let me press share. Yeah. As far as where you guys can pivot to, because I do see pivoting, right? Payroll is its own career path, right? So there are many careers that are within payroll. Now, right here, this is not to scare you guys, just as if to be truthful. These are the roles that have been being eliminated due to AI and automation, things like that. And so what we looked at was the roles that were going to be and are being eliminated, roles that can be used as a gateway with the FPC, different pathways you can take within payroll, because you can branch off. It's a tree, right? So you can start off within payroll coordinating or payroll systems. You don't have to start off at the bottom, but it does start to kind of have its own tree. So, for example, if someone is doing executive secretaries, administrative assistant, right? Sometimes your role has a lot to do with making sure that people are signing up, showing up for work, knowing what um, roles need to be filled. And so you're doing a lot of workforce planning already, right? So the FPC course and getting into that payroll side allows you to leverage that HR data management that you're already doing, how you're already doing labor costs, which is payroll, and organizing budgets, and shifting some of those administrative tasks, because truly it's your title that's holding you back, and placing you into a more strategic function. And so, a lot of you guys, if you see your title here on the side in bold, this is what you're kind of battling a lot of times, is that you are in pathways that are not leading to higher paying roles. And so, we're trying to kind of help you shift gears or get into a different lane, whether that be concentrating on the compensation and benefits portion of payroll, what Gerard was just talking about compliance and risk, right? We're talking about mergers and acquisitions and making sure that the pay is equal. You might can look more into the people analytics and the workforce strategy as far as understanding what position needs to be filled and why, right? You can go more into the financial side. You can go into the analytical side. And so where you land in payroll is not just with just the course. We're also looking at your experience, which is why we said that we wanted to look at something that would balance the two. Um, Gerard, one question that they asked was, for those who did not stay with a payroll title, where have you seen people transition to by starting in payroll? Where have they branched off to?
It's a very good question. So, payroll, the great thing is that it can branch off. Of course, I stayed in payroll. I've been very successful with it. My original plan was to move from payroll into HR because I have an HR management degree. So I was just like, all right, I'll start with this payroll gig, and then I'm gonna make my way, and I'm gonna go into HR. And I'm like, yeah, HR is not what I wanted to do anymore, and I learned that pretty quickly. So you got HR, like you said, payroll systems, and so Admin Laura actually works for a payroll service bureau just like I do, but she's on the product ownership side. So she's working in systems. So while I'm working on the regulations, and of course, yeah, I work on systems to get the stuff processed, she's actually working on the system to say, okay, we need to make the system better. And so there's so she decided to go the systems route. We've had some other Bs that have gotten their FPC and have gone the systems route, more tech stuff. Some people love accounting so much, pay numbers so much, they go into accounting. They start payroll as like their stepping stone into public accounting and becoming a CPA. That ain't my testimony. I know enough about accounting just to be dangerous. But for those who really love numbers and want to move into the public accounting, I've seen the public accounting space. I've seen all kinds of different facets. There's some people, because payroll is a lot of regulations, that they start going into regulatory, becoming a compliance officer and things like that. Because like if I've got to study all 50 states, because
Oh.
big surprise here. Every state does something differently. For they're gonna tax you unless you're in 9 of the states. There's 9 states that won't tax you, but they're gonna all tax you, but they do things very differently. So keeping up with the compliance side of it, people start moving and looking into risk analysis, compliance, and things like that. So there's so much payroll can do for you. And again, some people love it like me and stay in it 25, 30, 35 years. Some people say, okay, Gerard, I'm going to get in here because this is where the coins are for now, but then I'm going to segue somewhere else. The beauty of it is, what we have and what we're providing gives you the tools to get into the place and to make that pivot.
Yeah, it's interesting because I always misplace Laura, and I forget that she did not start off. She started off in call center, and the way that she ended up pivoting was because she was doing all of the time and absence. And so just working at a call center, taking people's attendance, making sure that they're time off, doing that for her manager, not getting paid for it, by the way, right? She was just looking at the time and absence. She ended up specializing in that, doing time and absence, which is attendance basically, right? And looking at attendance and looking at, okay, we said that you could have 7 days off a year and making sure you didn't go over that. Just doing that, she ended up in the systems part of payroll, which is her salary, y'all. Her salary start with a 2. Okay, her salary starts with a 2 now. Okay, she ain't doing the ones no more. She's starting at the 2. Okay, and that's with no degree, y'all. And that's from taking attendance. And so what she ended up doing was specializing. So let's say, for instance, everybody uses ADP, right? She's the person that's putting in the time and absence. She's up specializing in that. And because of that, she went to the company that produced the system. And now she works for the company with the salary that starts at 2, helping them build out that, what they're calling a product, which is a time and absence portion of, let's say, ADP, right? And so when we talk about merging with tech, when we talk about, getting into the technical sides and the system sides, that's what she did. Did she go back to school? No. Did she have to do HR? No. She did this through certification. She has her FPC, she has her product owner, and she has her Scrum now. So this was for less than $1,000 worth of certifications. She went from $50,000 a year to where we're talking about 3.5 years later. Her salary starts with a 2.
Yes,
she
it
in
does.
200,000. She the person I'll be calling y'all when I need to borrow some money. Okay, I'll be like, man, Laura, you got some time. My money is absent. You got some time? You okay? And this is from doing that transition. That is actually how she introduced us to Gerard, was because she was like, hey, so check this out. I don't know if I'm scamming corporate America or what, but they didn't let a nigga in. They didn't give me 6 figures, y'all. Hey, y'all, they didn't let a nigga in over here. Hey, y'all, come over here. And I was like, well, damn, what you got going on? And for her, she was like, this is crazy. You could do HR. You could do accounting. We got folks in tech. She was like, they're calling me tech. And you can see Laura is so crazy. She's like, I'm a technical bee now. I'm like, girl, tech? Are you the same person that get locked out of your damn Gmail account once a month? What the fuck you mean they didn't give you out some technical duties? I'm on the tech side now.
Don't do Laura like that.
I was shocked. She's smart pants now. I mean, she always been smart, but she was always been strategic and, analytical. But when a nigga added on technical, I was like, well, excuse me. I was jelly, okay? I said, I've been running shit for a while. Nobody ever gave me a technical. They don't call me CTO, Chief Technical Officer, around the thing. How they giving out alphabets over there? Because the alphabets over here ain't working. Okay, I'm like, girl, pivot. I said, girl, I told her ass, girl, you need to go to church. Just go ahead and lock that blessing in. I would just go to church And just, just thank God, just in case you got late. You know how sometimes shit be real good. You got to lock it down with a prayer. Let me tell y'all my secret. Maybe y'all don't know. Let's go off the live for a second. Let me just tell y'all my quick secret while the team out. My quick secret is if I get something too good, I got to lock it down with a prayer. I got to get out back to God. All glory be to God. God, you must have done it. I don't even want to pretend I did that shit. It's too good. It's too good. When it's just too good, I give it right back to the Lord. And I thank God who's the head of my life. Y'all got to get back to old school praying. I need a shout. Y'all got to get a shout in when shit get too good. Okay, y'all got to throw that one back on the Lord just so you can lock it in. Just quickly, you feel me? You gotta lock it down. So I'm like, whoa, shit, girl, you out here doing that? So since then, so she started off at 50. That was in the call center, right? And so she's raised at 50. Yeah, she's at, was that 4 times? Yeah, she's at 4 times her salary now. She had 4 times her salary. So we looked at payroll. We looked at how people were able to get into their different branches. And to be honest, I hope y'all do what Gerard do and just stick right there in payroll. I wouldn't even branch off. I'll be like a vertical tree. I don't need no branches. I'm a bamboo stick. Just payroll. Because have you ever thought about branching off, Gerard?
Of course I did, because again, in my mind, and then this is what I learned. So, like I said, I got an HR management degree. I went to Virginia Tech, got an HR management degree. So, young 23-year-old me said, all right, I'm gonna take this little payroll job, but I really am gonna get into full-fledged HR because that's what I studied 4 years for. And I was adamant for about 4.5 years. And then, of course, when you do payroll, then I got access to corporate. And I was just like, for what they have to deal with, I'm good. And, so now I'm at a place where, an operator, at most companies, I can't say all companies, but at least at my company, operations leaders make significantly more. So it was like, well, I'm glad I wasn't stuck on that dream of going to be in HR. So I'll take my operations leadership salary and cash that in and continue on rocking these payroll streets.
I swear to God, because you know what? When people say they want to get into HR, I'd be like, why? You talking about you don't want no problems, and people are the problem. The problem is the people, and the people are the problem. Like but y'all be having dreams of being in HR, so I don't never knock it. You feel me? But I'll be looking at y'all like, y'all really? Oh. Well, God said his strongest soldiers. I'm not that strong because sometimes the HR people, and they be stressed out and shit. You get what I mean? Just stressed.
Listen, the last thing my team knows, the last thing I like dealing with is personnel issues. I'm just like, come to work, get your shit done, and go home. Like, don't make this, because I promise you, if we get to a personnel issue, it's not going to be good for you. And so anytime I have to go to HR and we have to talk personnel, I always start the conversation off by saying, I'm going to start off by saying this. I appreciate everything that you do and having to entertain this, because I know my one situation is not the only one you're dealing with. And that's a nice way of saying, that's good for you over there. I'm going to add one more to your plate.
Oh my God. It requires a deeper level of empathy. It really does. And even for me, sometimes when I see people who are already working HR, like real shit though, sometimes when I see people working HR and I convince them to transfer over into payroll, especially for a role like compensation and benefits, right? It's like, okay, well, you got into HR because you wanted to help people, but end up dealing with all these problems. And many times it's problems that you can't solve because you're under all these strict guidelines. A company won't let you do this. A company won't let you do that, but they're making you the fall back guy. You get what I'm saying? So you're the face of no, you can't do this, right, and no, you can't do that. Although in your heart, you would do it, right? Which is why so many people don't like HR or, oh, I can't trust HR at the company. But when I move them over into something like compensation and benefits, they're now at the sweet spot. You get what I mean? Like now I can actually help people. I can help people understand how to use their paycheck effectively. I can talk to them about, 401ks, and I could talk to them about how to maximize their benefits and how to, not give tax advice, but say, hey, look into these things. And so the reason why they got into HR which was to help, they now are on the helping side instead of on the side that's just representing rules and regulations that they don't even agree with. You get what I mean?
Right. And that's exactly right. Because when it comes to HR, people, they come in with the passion, and, some people have hatred for HR, but you don't realize that the people that are in these roles, they have the passion to want to help. But I'm going to go ahead and say this. People can get mad with me, even if you're HR or whatever. From a senior suite level, the CEO and above, HR's pure purpose is to enforce rules and to make sure that the company doesn't get sued. Those are their two main factors. So that's why people can't stand HR, but you got to understand the people that are in it. Now, some people are all about that. Like, all right, cool. That's what I want to do. I'm going to do that. But there's some people who get that have that struggle because it's like, but I want to help and I want to create passion. But really all I'm here is just to make sure that we're in a situation where we're doing things correct and that we don't get sued. So they're kind of in betwixt. And so that, like you said, then you move them into a role where it's like, okay, you can still have that passion for human, but let's convert it, number one, make more money and not be the person at the company.
No, for sure. You're absolutely right. That's the number one rule for people who are doing HR roles. Their compliance enforcement and liability reduction are their priorities. And when we talk about operations, people operations, the things that the people are following, right? And the people operation roles where payroll will be over here. This is more so about concentrating on maximizing employee value, right? And so when we're looking at strategic decisions such as compensation analysts, creating proactive new systems like how Laura is doing right now, making her over $200,000 job, proactively creating new systems and programs to enhance the working methods, right? Supporting the current staff. That's a completely different role than HR, who kind of to me is on the back end. And as issues develop, HR responds, and basically they can almost be like a mouthpiece.
Right, exactly.
Jate said that she's on the benefits branch and ready to tap out. Oh, I don't blame you. Because sometimes that portion of it, especially when you are not within a function that has that hierarchy and has that importance, it's very, very difficult. So no, absolutely. Okay, so you almost answered all my questions. Okay, the last question that they asked was, when you're looking at payroll, what is the most someone can ever make in that field? And is it attainable?
Again, that's kind of an edgy question. Like I'll say it again. It depends on the company you work for. Obviously, just about with every company, you're not going to make more than CEO. So if the CEO is only making $120,000, please know that you're not going to make $120,000 at that company. One of my good friends, her name is good Lord. It just fell in my, but she's in California. She's a chief payroll officer. She works for a company where they partner with artists and their labels and their groups when they do tours, and they do the payroll of that, because entertainment payroll is very different. And so her company is like a service bureau for that. She's the chief payroll officer for that company. Davita Lara, that's her name. I know Davita is making 7 figures.
You can tell by the way she talks. Her laugh.
I just know the way but the thing is, and I love her because she's us. Like we go to the national payroll conferences and we talk, and it when I tell you it's a blackety black conversation, but I know homegirl is pulling in 7 figures just by the way she moves.
Gerard, it's a laugh. They got a rich people laugh when they cross over. They back, and they keep in the air. I feel like they kiki with an ancestor. I swear to God, they like.
You know, one of my friends said that. One of my friends said that about us about a year ago. They were like, "Yeah, you can tell you and Sin just pay because y'all, when y'all laugh, y'all just laugh. Y'all just laugh different." I'm like, "Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me."
It's so funny. I had somebody tell me, you should tell people that the way they can tell how much money they can make is how they laugh. If they laughing down, they low pay. They laugh to your face, they mid career. It's not till you start throwing your body back and doing like this. Do you know you in the six-figure world? I said, bye. They say, high pay niggas be high with they laughter. Because they got shit at home. You feel me? They laughing. It's almost like a confirmation type. You see? Look at you. Look at you, Gerard.
I can't. I
I
cannot.
said, oh shit. That's what's happening. This is a new career coaching analysis. You know what I'm saying? I said, shit. But you know what? That brings up an interesting question that I was going to write a blog on, but fuck it, I could just answer here. Some of you guys were asking, what fields is payroll in? All of them. So just like and that's the very, very, very good point. Artist pay is different than contract pay. Arizona pay is different than Georgia's pay. New York pay, Hawaii child support is different than owing the government. Payroll is a very dynamic field, right? Everybody got to get paid. So there's somebody paying out Beyonce's dancers right motherfucking now. Somebody is typing some shit up as we speak, okay? Somebody is, okay? I'm telling you, okay? The only people, there's somebody processing each check. We sometimes kind of think of things in like an automatic way because that's how we think things are set up. But you know who I found very recently, Gerard? I'm gonna have to text you about this. Guess who the fuck I found? There's a Black woman in the payroll department for OnlyFans. And Gerard, you trained her. I just wanted to let you know that. I was going to send it to you on a Sunday.
Not a Sunday. Why we gotta wait till the Lord's Day to talk about it?
I was gonna say Happy Lord's Day. I want to let you know, cash, grass, and ass is secured because of you. You are doing the Lord's work everywhere.
What a mighty God we serve.
What a mighty God we serve. I said, because I was doing research, like, oh, okay, what are unique payroll rules, right? Like payroll, and so her title is a pay equity consultant, and so what she has to do is review different accounts, and she's the person who gives over the insight, consumer insight, to the payroll data people that determine how they're going to program the system based on like views and money for OnlyFans. And so then she introduced me to her homegirl who does it for the TikTok, because like influencers and stuff like that, they always say like, oh, I can't figure out how they're paying me. You get what I mean? So she was like, yeah, so someone has to go through. I was like, so what you doing? Like, are you trying to say like, you know what? That ass is worth 1 cent less. Or how are we doing this over there? Like when you're doing consumer insight, what are your data points? And she was like, admin sin. I was like, I just want to know, like, is it cut? Like, I want to know what you're doing. Like, girl, I want to spend a day with you at work, because how are you? Because I guess she just like the top stars and all that. She's looking at what their viewers like, looking at like the engagement on their pages, and then applying that methodology to up and coming. I said, well, I be damned. I be damned. This is new.
Somebody in the comments said everybody has to get paid, but I never really thought how deep it goes. Now listen, Cameron, Cameron, you know you cannot use that terminology as we're discussing. That's all I wanted to say.
You know, Cameron said, so it's based off length too? Length in
Okay.
a career. Length in a career, Cameron. You know, I was like in a career field. You know, length of time you've been within your industry. Okay. You know, take this just to work day. I said, well, shit. Like, how? Listen. I was shocked. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And let me tell y'all something. I did the same thing Cameron did. I said, well, I'll be damned. The payroll is like a whole new world. Everybody getting paid. You know, I also think, you know, maybe, you know, if I was a pimp, I'll probably hire a payroll consultant. Now that I know that they have insights and data analysis and things like that, I would have a compliance team going around my house. I swear to God, I'll be around there with a notebook. Hey, that's worth a bonus. That was definitely bonus worthy. So yes, payroll is in every single career. But I did like that consumer insights portion of it on some real stuff. Like, wow, you know, because we are dealing with, I never even considered that. International, global pay, travel. And then you have payroll for very strange, not strange, but unique, Gerard. I had spoken to somebody who, I guess it's like an arts dealer between France and, you see how you just, between the US, right? So after the deal is made, what their compensation is, you get what I mean? And how that's determined based off of a bunch of different factors. I thought they would just get a percentage, but it gets real techie over there.
It's good money in art, as long as it's legal.
As long as it's legal, it's really good money. Okay, so all right, y'all, we have our payroll course. We'll be starting this Saturday. We do have, I did want to add, because of the current market, what we ended up doing this year for the payroll course is that everybody who's in attendance will be a part of 6 different mini sessions. You get to choose which ones you go to. And they're going to be on 6 different branches within payroll. That way you understand exactly where you can land at, especially in this job market. We'll have our consultants be able to show you guys what are the different branches. You have time to have your one-on-one so that you don't feel lost in this very ever-changing environment. This is a time to where you need a strategist. This is a time to where you need to have somebody who's an expert in the workforce field, not just an expert within your field, not just an expert within resumes. You truly need a well-rounded expert. And quite honestly and transparently, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's the reason why during this year, especially 2025, Black on the Job has been getting so much praise that we're still getting people jobs. Our resumes are still hitting. And that's because we did the work beforehand. My daddy used to say that success is a ruthless landlord and he demands his rent every day. Black on the Job, you see how he was talking about, HRs with compliance and I pulled that up real quick. That was created in 2022. We have done such deep and extensive research and have such a solid ground that we stand on that when it comes to this time right now, we're able to help these weather the storm better than the rest, way better, because they're learning right now on how to deal with the storm while learning careers. And that's not where we're at, so that's the difference here. And so I've been telling my team, let me just tell y'all, in person, I've been saying shit like, I told y'all so, right? I told y'all so. So this is different, right? This is completely different. It sounds like one of those HGTV jobs. I'm trying to tell you, Tay, that's exactly what it sounds like. We have stayed ready. And Gerard is a vet at this, 25 years, right? So this is the reason why we love this course. Now, we do have our Afterpay and Klarna options, so you guys can break it down. I think you guys can get into the course for like less than $100 if you click this scan right there where it says the payroll sign up. And we have 35 career sessions that were donated. How do I get them, Admin Sin? I done made it very easy on y'all because y'all didn't go to the Instagram and like stuff. So go on Instagram, go to any post, and you're going to put in Teacher Bee because that was a one that we haven't used before. I'm about to put it on the screen. And you'll be able to enter in. We're going to take 35 names and spread them out like we did a few weeks ago. Now, if you signed up for the payroll course, you don't need to do that. Your career coaching is already included, and that was donated to you from the Hive. So the career consultants, we sat down, we've all decided to donate so many hours. That's going to allow all of the bees who go to the payroll course to get expertise. That way we know that when you leave, you're in good hands. Okay? Okay, any post. Yes, the payroll course is $4.99. Someone asked that question. And let me see. Oh. It's live and it's recorded. It starts this weekend. No experience is needed. These are all of the different areas that Gerard will be going over with you guys. You guys can also get a combo pack that comes with your resume, or you can get that later, or you could just get your plain workshop ticket. That's totally fine. You can break up your payments, do whatever you got to do. You can look at the past reviews. We've had so many bees go through this, okay? Gerard, are you excited? I'm going to join you before I get to the U.S.
Oh, thank you so much. No, but I am excited. This is my favorite group and my favorite course to teach. This is number 8 for us, I believe.
I know.
Which is crazy to think.
Oh my God. I know. We've been doing this for a long time now, y'all. A long time. Yes, someone asked, is the course accessible for visually impaired? We do have the closed captions, and you do get a copy of the recording, and you can request accommodations for the exam. Yes, you can, Jessica. Oh my God. Put Teacher Bee on Instagram. Instagram, y'all go to any Instagram post and y'all be fine. This is our 8th cohort. We done got surveys. He got quizzes, y'all. He has, it's very interactive. We work with you guys, and we make sure that everybody gets exactly what they need out the course. Okay? All right, y'all. Let me see. Did I answer all y'all questions? I did. All right, so I should see y'all on Saturday. I wish you guys lots of love, joy, and honey. Bye, guys.
See you, everybody.